Hello, colleagues. 225th day of heroic struggle of Ukraine. Natalia Staroprova is here, and we're about to begin a series of briefing in Mediacentru Lviv. Who we have here right now with us is Vadym Denysenko, the advisor to the Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine, Executive Director of the Ukrainian Institute for the Future. Mr. Vadym, hello to you. So the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, accepted, softly to say, non-working the orders of Russian Federation President regarding the annexation of several regions of Ukraine. Of course, this is an obvious reaction, but what will be the response of Ukrainian authorities to these unlawful annexations of Ukrainian regions? For this not to be so prolonged, how it was from 2014. Well, in this case, the answer can be only one. This no only military answer. What is done there right now in Kharkiv direction and on the south of Ukraine, in Kherson region, this is exactly the answer that we have to give to Russians regarding the orders their president is signing them out. When it comes to us, we also have to understand that, unfortunately, diplomatic way out of this, talking with Putin, doesn't exist. So this fact that there was a decision of the National Security Council and the President's orders regarding the first negotiations with Putin are impossible. This all has to show us that diplomatic resolution of voluntarily leaving these territories by Russia is not possible, and it is possible only after physical defeat of Putin. That is why, in this case, all we have to do is simply to continue our fight. So, to those residents of those regions that are temporarily occupied, what is the best way for them to behave, how to communicate, and how to cooperate or collaborate? I know that this is a bad word, but still, how to deal with Russian occupants? Well, first, the most important is that we have to keep people safe. That is why if there is chance to leave out of that area, people have to leave that area where it is possible. If there is no such a chance, because people can have sick parents or sick relatives, under no circumstances to cooperate and to collaborate with occupants when it comes to work for them and for their newly created municipal or departments and educational establishments and so on and so on. That is why in this very case, one has to understand, and we understand that, truth be told, many people are right now under the barrel of the weapon systems, but under no circumstances they have to go for collaborations with the occupants. So after Putin, as the leader of the aggression country, declared in accordance to their data, for us it is obvious and official, but for us it doesn't have anything to do, and it is stated that the annexation of and joining of Ukrainian regions is accepted. So that's what they do. That's what they did. And how do you think Russia will behave from now on? Well, we all understand that the war will continue. That's obvious, and Russia will do exactly the same what it did in the past. They will try to they will continue fighting, and while under the coverage that this is a saint war against fascism. And when it comes to diplomatic relations of Iran with Ukraine, Ukraine made a step and took back the ambassador of Iran from Ukraine after Iran continued to support Russia in the war against Ukraine. How will this partnership develop in the future? Well, right now they are at the highest level possible when it comes to diplomatic relations. Iran also obviously declining the fact that they gave suicide drones to Russia. We all understand that these are the Iran drones, simply renamed by Russian Federation. But all in all, the partnership with them is at the lowest point possible, and in the future they will decline. Yes, we see how today Russians continue to use Iran weapon systems, especially these suicide drones. And after Iran not accepting the fact that they sold these weapon systems to Russians, how did the relations of Iran with the Russian Federation change? Do they still supply these weapon systems to Russians? Well, we cannot tell exactly whether they are still supplying these weapon systems, but take a look at how much weapon systems were bought back in their time. Back at that time, all the data said that Iran gave approximately 1,000 of these drones to Russian Federations. And taking into account these numbers, we understand that Russia still has a huge supply of drones. That is why the question whether they will continue further purchase is still debatable, because it's mostly the question how they're going to use those drones. So how Iran supports, is it possible to sue Iran to the court for supporting Russian aggression against Ukraine? Well, I think here we have to understand that Iran is under sanctions for 30 years long. I don't think that there will be something new actions done towards Iran. But as of right now, you do not see this. What support is Ukraine expecting today from international partners, from other countries, as a reaction and as a response to what Russia is doing and to how other countries support it? Well, truth be told, there is nothing new when it comes to this. All we need is more weapon systems, more tanks, more IFV, and more long-range artillery. These are 3 points that we need for us to continue our fighting and our offense. And on diplomatic level, besides weapon systems, what should also be the response on a documentary or judicial level? Well, these are the two things. We have to support the unity of Western coalition. That's the key moment in order to take decisions commonly. And we see that EU is continuing doing this job. And as at right now, we still see that the West is united in its efforts. And even this new coalition in Italy right now of Gustavo Berlusconi, she said that one has to continue that policy we do against Russian Federation. Thank you so much. Here was Vadym Denysenko with us, advisor to the Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine, Executive Director of the Ukrainian Institute for the Future.